Wow. I thought I'd show this to you guys because, wow, look at these charts. Hold on, let's go to the top first. It's called QE Infinity, Quantitative Easing. They're blowing up the current system. This is the Matrix Reset, everybody, to electronic cash. Mark of the Beast, which none of you will be able to avoid because none of you can live without the system. Don't kid yourself. All you rebels out there will actually end up begging for the Mark of the Beast because you'll be first, rebelling, resisting, get a terrible credit score, social credit score. You'll be the scourge of society. And then you'll realize, hey, I either die or I take the mark. Look at this. Look at these charts. This is the unemployment chart. I think most of you have probably seen this. 6 million though. That's, what are we up to there? 5% of, essentially 5% of the American population. Look at this. Look at 2010, the recession. You think this is going to be just a recession? Are you real? Look at this. Back to the 1970s. All under a million, suddenly 6 million. See there? And it's going to be doubling, possibly week on week. I'm expecting 30 to 50%. 30 to 50%. Half of all people unemployed. Now look at this one. This is the Treasury Holdings. Change, what's it say there? Change millions of US dollars. So that's in millions, it's up to 400 million there. Almost 400 million there in Treasury Holdings. That's the weekly change in Fed's Treasury Holdings. The other QEs, quantitative easings, look like little baby QEs now. You see them? Here's 2009, the recession. All the quantitative easing they did in 2011. And then when we had it going up till 2015 there. And then bang, off the chart basically. The system is being blown up. It's the reset. Do you want to have a look again? Register that in your neurons. Amazing. So what we're going to head into now is real hyperinflation. The type of hyperinflation that is price gouging by anybody who can price gouge. They're just going to try to sell whatever they're selling for more. Maybe they fail, maybe you don't buy it. Some people will. But they sure as hell will try. So price gouging is where the price of any given product just suddenly goes through the roof. It's like if I own a store called Ben's Convenience Store and You come in and you want to buy, I don't know, the bread, and I'm selling bread for $1, and then, now I'm going to start selling the bread for whatever I want, because can you get it anywhere else? So I'll say, okay, I might sell you my bread for $100. Like, that's how crazy price gouging is. We've already seen it with the masks. They're like $1 $7 masks or something, or no, sorry, they're like 70-cent masks, and they went to like $7. Some people were selling them online for more. It's thousands of percentage increase. So this all looks like if you're stupid, it looks on the level for now. This is so that you don't run away during the harvest, okay? Be very real about that. That's why they're helping, small businesses, blah, blah, blah. But in the end, it's not going to be enough. A market bottom, and we have gone into a bear market, even though there's a small bull rally. Bull rallies happen during bear markets. In all bear markets there has been. So don't be fooled. And it takes an average of something like 100 days. I think it's 137 days to reach the market bottom. So in 140 days from now, somewhere around there, could be before, could be just after. But that's the average, right? I saw another article yesterday on this, really good article on it. And about 100 days after the bear market is called, which was the other week, when the market is 20% down off its highs, it's a bear market, we've gone into bear market, and 100 days later, averagely, in about 100 days, we'll be at the market bottom. But before that, they're doing all this stimulus, so it props it up and stops it going down for a little while, but it has to go down. Do you understand? It's not going to be enough. 2 trillion, 6 trillion, it's not enough. Just in a week, the other week, 40 trillion was wiped out off the market, so 6 trillion's nothing. See, things are just going to jump out of control. The world is now just going to spin out of control. Everybody's going to be every man for themselves. This will slowly come into effect in about a month, 2 months, 3 months from now. The price gouging, like Kevin Costner's Waterworld, how everything was really rare in that movie Waterworld. That's the apocalypse, right? That's the next 60 years. Things are going to become very rare. We're going to go into what I call elite world. Disparity between the, capitalist haves and the socialist have-nots will increase. Disparity will increase massively. This is the true Hunger Games, Divergence, Purging, all those movies that you've watched. Now, those movies, they're not just predictive programming. Some of you know that they're predictive programming. They're also not just predictive, they are them telling you what's coming, because they are the arbiters, the Black Alliance of the structure where the family of light navigates home to the family of love. So the family of dark is not exactly in control, but they create the structure. So for the next month or so, you're probably going to think everything's okay because this stimulus, and then the market's going to go another leg down, which means, you know, more crazy charts like these. Unemployment here, more of these crazy charts. So for the next month, I don't expect anything much to happen. It's like a lull, like the eye of the storm kind of lull, and then we're going to go on further down legs. And every down leg in the market means, you know, a certain amount of suicides in the world, a certain amount of enslavement, etc., etc. And we're going to speed up towards the ideas being broadcast of, you know, necessary change to electronic currency because the money is infected. The money is infected. So by that point, when that news starts breaking, Bitcoin will go through the roof. It'll go straight through 20,000 to near 30,000. It's at 7,000 at the moment. When there's talk of electronic currency, Bitcoin will go up like crazy. And all the other cryptocurrencies, the cryptocurrency market will resurge again because it's been in that lull for a couple of years since it was introduced onto the NASDAQ, which was when it went to 20,000 Bitcoin. So I expect that to happen. Gold, I would expect several thousand, at least 3,000, but there's been calls for it to go possibly up to 5,000-6,000 an ounce. This is why I call it elite world. You're not going to be able to afford anything. You see, they're wiping out the humble earth people. That's their attempt. And to gather any sole information left is their assimilation attempt here. Look at this unemployment chart. That's people, yeah. Remember, that's only like 1 week. This is going to go on for a year, 2 years. Every bear market has an average of 18 months. The Great Depression, remember, which is essentially what we're going into now. We're going into the second Great Depression. Not the second, but another Great Depression. There's been other Great Depressions before 1930s. But this one's going to be, you know, a long drag out. It may be 4 years of hell. But then it's not going to get better and back to the way it was. All small corporations will be absolutely wiped. Everyone will go online. You won't be able to afford like rent, to rent out a place or anything. I expect major changes. I can't even predict everything, like will housing, what's going to happen with housing. I haven't thought of that properly. I know one thing that will happen because a lot of baby boomers will now die. There'll be a lot of liquidation, and there could be a period when house prices actually fall, because who has all the leveraged multiple homes? Not me, not my age group, right? Generation Y doesn't own 20 homes. Some of them do, but not many, right? Mostly the older people have, a ton of leveraged up debt and homes, and that's just all going to collapse at some point, as they're now going to be forced to exit the markets. They're getting too old and literally dying. Most of them are dying from coronavirus. That's half of the point of this coronavirus as well, killing off the old people, yeah? That's some of the point of it. Anyway, look at these charts. It's intense.